Sorry, let me just center this a little bit. Hello everybody. Today we are going to review the movie Wonder Woman 1984 or Wonder Woman 84. I guess really each title doesn't, or either title doesn't really matter because it's set in 1984 anyway, so that is the year now. Now I'm not really sure how far in the future this movie actually is because I can't remember what, sorry, I'm just going to move back a little bit, when the first one was actually set. But I will go back and watch it now too. But I will say this movie was far superior to the first one. The villains were, what's the word I'm looking for? Not interesting. But the villains were written into the story way better. And I would say that the actors who played the parts did a lot better job of delivering, I guess, a villainous, villainous. I'm trying to think of the word villainous delivery to the characters. I guess that's what I'm trying to say anyway. A little bit more action in this one, I believe, than the first one. But there still are those weird lull periods in between scenes where doesn't really seem to be too much happening. I know it all connects the story together, but I don't know, these Wonder Woman movies just kind of seem to have these periods where they just drag out, and they could be shortened down to not have that happen. This movie was a long one. It was 2 hours and 32 minutes. I can't remember the runtime on the first one, but that's what it's telling me anyway here. So yeah. But I'm glad that Chris Pine returned for this movie, because I wasn't sure if he was going to, but I didn't even actually know that. I don't even think I even knew that he was in it, to be honest. It's been a while since I've seen a trailer for this movie, but I was pumped for this movie. Unfortunately, near the end, it kind of did fall off for me. I'm not really sure what was going on, but before we get into the whole ending part, let's talk about what the actual storyline was meant to be. So, they find this stone that is an undiscovered object, I guess, at the point that we're talking about in this movie anyway. That was basically part of a black markets deal from this jewelry store that did underhand dealings with artifacts and art and all sorts of different things. So anyway, Pedro Pascal's character, Max Lord, wants to get his hands on this stone so that he can have all the power in the world, basically. That's his wish, to be an all-powerful man, because right now he believes that he doesn't have everything he wanted to have in life, and he wants to provide for his son, which I guess, in a way, he's doing it for somebody, but he's going about it the wrong way, obviously, right? So he wishes to become the stone himself. Now, I can't remember the name of the stone. I don't know if they actually ever did give it a proper name in the movie. Let me just look that up, just to double check. Anyhow, while we're looking that up, so he decides that he wants to become the stone itself, so he starts to grant wishes for everybody, and in return he takes whatever he wants from them. And by the end of the movie, he is this all-powerful being, but unfortunately it comes at the cost of basically wiping out the entire universe, which is probably not exactly what he wanted, and he is going to clearly lose his son in the process. So he does end up renouncing his wish, as well as everybody else. But what the hell? Oh, there we go. In order to save his son. Now let's just see if we can find the name of the stone. There's got to be. Oh, well, I can't find anything on it here, or maybe I'm just overlooking it, but anyhow. Huh. I believe there was a name for the stone, but I'm not seeing it here. Anyway, not really a totally important thing to the plot. I guess you know about the stone anyway, because I've already described that that was the main thing in it. Barbara, who is a worker at the facility, and she's looking into the stone. She was some sort of, I guess, she had a bunch of different degrees. So she's clearly worked hard for where she is now. And so anyway, she ends up being the one that gives the stone to Max Lord for him in order to be able to make this wish, because she kind of falls in love with him, I guess, in a sort of way. Kind of an odd romance really there, because she just ends up becoming his protector by the end of the movie, after her wish was to be just like Diana, so she ends up gaining her own powers. And then at the end, she decides that she doesn't want to be like Diana. She wants to be, I guess, like above everybody else, like an apex predator, unlike anything ever seen before. Unfortunately, I mean, that villain was well written. Kristen Wiig played that part beautifully, going from the lovable kind of person to, you kind of see her transformation into being the bad guy and just shoving everybody away and becoming her, I guess, kind of her own person in a way, even though it was obviously evil, was behind it, right? But it still worked. So she she delivered that beautifully, the transition from good to bad. And I guess it wasn't, it's kind of hard to explain, because it's not completely bad. You're just wishing to become a better version of yourself, even if it is going the wrong way. Unfortunately, yeah, it came at way more of a cost to, obviously, Max Lord than it did to, God, where did her name go? Brenda? No, that's not right, is it? Jesus. Barbara. It came at way more of a cost to Max Lord than Barbara, who ends up becoming the Cheetah, I guess, was the name of her ultimate transformation, I'm going to say. Anyway, the costume design on that was really cool in this movie. I'm a little disappointed in the... It just seemed like too short of a scene with her becoming that villain, like the apex predator type thing, because she was like half human, half cheetah, I guess, sort of deal. But it just seemed like Wonder Woman defeated her way too easily, because she would have had like unbelievable power and strength, and it was just like, I don't know, it just, some of these superhero movies, it just seems like almost like too easy for them sometimes, and that was just one of those cases. And I'm not really sure what the ending of this movie was, because it was going in a good direction, and then all of a sudden it was just kind of like this speech. It was just, it was going so well. The movie was like going in such a good direction, and then she just somehow, I'm not even sure how, because you don't actually see it happen, she gets the lasso around Max Lord and is able to broadcast her own message through him in some sort of way. They never really explained how she was able to do that, but I guess she talks about how the lasso can do more than just make a person tell the truth. It can also make people see things or hear things, maybe. It was just weird. But she gives like this powerful speech, and that's how she ends up defeating him. I don't know. It seems odd, because he would have like unbelievable power by that point. So it's just such a boring ending, I would say, to the movie after all of the build up, and then that was the ending, just some sort of weird motivational speech to defeat your enemy. I just didn't like that ending, but the rest of the movie was good. I mean, it's up for interpretation, right? I mean, I guess it was kind of supposed to be motivational in a sense, but it kind of made the movie fall off for me a little bit, because I was like, what was that? Like, that's how you ended up defeating your enemy? No action after... Yeah, well, it was just a weird, very weird ending. But anyhow, there was an appearance by the original Wonder Woman, who played the... What was her name? Anyway, there was a story that Diana tells Chris Pine's character, who, why can't I think of his name either? This is why I love IMDb, by the way. Steve, right, Steve. She tells him about this ultimate defender that, I guess when the Amazonians were being attacked by the people, she was the last line of defense and was able to hold them off years ago. So yeah, she did have a guest appearance, and what is her name? Because it was kind of, yeah, it is important. I would be really amazed if she wasn't actually credited for what she did, even though it was just a guest appearance. What is her? Yeah, let's look up Wonder Woman, because that's not right either, is it? Huh. Where is... That's so weird. Why is it not? It's like IMDb just doesn't have the original. Oh, there we go. Linda Carter, right, that's her name. So she made an appearance, guest appearance on Wonder Woman there quickly. And let's see if I can find her. You would think Asteria. Asteria was the defender that Diana talked to Steve about as the last line of defense in her story. So she ends up wearing that armor at the very end, which was really cool. And but it didn't do as much for her, I would say, as it did for Asteria, obviously, because Kristen Wiig's character, Barbara, or the Cheetah, was able to just break through it simply. But again, unfortunately, that scene was kind of lackluster at the end, where she just kind of like electrocutes her to defeat her. Luckily, Barbara lives, so I don't know, maybe she'll have some sort of role in... It looked like there might be an upcoming movie, because that scene with Linda Carter kind of seemed like it was foreshadowing for a third one. I guess I'll have to look that up and see, but anyhow, I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10, just because as a whole it was good, but the ending made it really plummet for me. I don't know what direction they were thinking of going. A motivational speech to defeat an enemy seems kind of bleh to me, but I mean, I guess in a sense it kind of showed how much greed we actually have. So, I mean, I guess there's a message to it all, but I feel like this was the wrong movie to do it in. Like, if that, yeah, like a superhero movie just, it just seems like the wrong direction to take a superhero movie, to me, anyway. But that's just my opinion. If you're going to deliver some sort of message like this, yes, that is good, but do it in a different movie. It's not supposed to be this, you know, I don't know. For a superhero movie, it just seems to me like the ending should be epic, right? Not that. I don't know. Just, yeah. That's why this movie kind of fell off for me a little bit. But give me your thoughts on it. And please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below, again, your thoughts on this film if you've seen it. If not, I would say go watch it, because, I mean, obviously, maybe somebody else will take something different away from the ending. I just thought it was a little odd to go that direction anyway. I was hoping for a more action-packed ending and, you know, see the full effects of Max Lord's actual power, to see if he could actually fight off Diana. That would have been the way I would have went with it. But again, I'm not the director of the movie, so I can't really say. But I will say this one was better than the first one, from what I can remember with the first one. At least the villains were better well written, and the actors portrayed them way better than the first one. I think the first one was kind of like, it seemed like there wasn't even any villain in it really until the very end almost, and it was just like a long time period between the beginning and the end. of the first movie, but I'll have to go back and watch it because it'll all be part of Hero Month. So, which will be coming in June. So maybe this will be like the Wonder Woman will be the first one I do. I think I'll go DC and then I'll go Marvel because there's a lot more Marvel movies to cover. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do, and then I'll even do the TV series, throw the TV series from Netflix and stuff in there too. So yeah, June will be definitely action-packed for sure. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one, and bye-bye for now.